The following is a sponsored program paid for by Robin Gwaltney Group-RE Results. Welcome to Rochester Real Estate, featuring Robin Gwaltney from Gwaltney Group-RE Results and Andy Brownell. Here's Andy Brownell on Rochester's News Talk, 1340 KROC AM and 96.9 FM.
Good morning and welcome to summer, Andy Brownell and Robin Gwaltney, Gwaltney Group-RE Results on this Saturday morning at News Talk 1340 KROC AM and 96.9 FM. Good morning, Robin. Isn't it awesome out there?
Oh, my gosh, and I'm so glad because I'm running all over the country today. So it always helps when the weather's good.
Oh, I'm all for this early spring stuff.
Or early summer. And
you're right.
Like it.
Yeah,
well, except for there's still signs of snowbanks. So summer's a push. Summer's a push.
Across the street from my house, when they cleaned out our cul-de-sac, they scooped up all of the snow from the bulb of the cul-de-sac and dumped it in my neighbor's yard. It's got to be, well, it's not anymore. It's melted quite a bit with this warm weather, but it started out, it was 10 feet tall.
Oh, that was like downtown Wabasha. I was there the other day for a meeting at the Eagle Center. And when I was there, I was like, oh, my gosh, this reminds me of my childhood because they would pile the snow right down the middle of the median. So you can't even see who's on the other side of the street, right, on the other sidewalk.
But you guys saw twice as much snow as we did, or nearly twice as much.
Over 20 inches. It was crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Well, you're the one who wanted that weather to stay home and clean your drawers or whatever it was.
Oh, but my God, I'm not even going to lie. I baked a chocolate cake, and in 5 days, Scott and I ate that whole doggone cake. I said, okay, that's the last time I do that. Oh, ridiculous.
It's quite ridiculous when you go from 2 feet of snow almost to, summer weather in a span of 1 week. But then the previous week, we were in the 60s and sunny, too, so I guess.
That's the glory of Minnesota. The glory of Minnesota.
Okay, so
go ahead.
If I remember correctly, yesterday was match day, the big day, right?
Yesterday was match day, and that means approximately 125 new young medical school graduates found out that they will be coming to Rochester, Minnesota to do their residency. But what's even more exciting is that almost 50,000 new graduating doctors across the country found out at the very same time. They do it at 10 a.m. Eastern. They have their little envelopes. They do their ceremonies, and they open, and they find out where they're matching. I mean, it's just a really, really exciting time. So I did some research because I wondered just how long this tradition had been going on, and I found out that they started this back in 1952.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yes. So this has been going on for, 64 years, right? 74.
No, I was going to say, almost 75.
70, so 52 to 26, 74 years. Next year will be the 75th anniversary of Match Day tradition. Changes people's lives because it's so exciting. They get to, it's not like they randomly select where they're going. They get to decide, what are their top 3 choices. And they list their top 3 choices, and then the institutions, they do the interviews, and they match, right? And so if the institution has that person as their first choice, and they have them as the first choice, that's a match.
And I imagine those who get the Mayo Clinic match are extraordinarily happy because just to have that in your resume, even if you don't end up staying here, it carries a lot of weight.
Exactly. Well, there are a lot of great hospitals across the nation, but we rank number one, year after year after year. So it's a big feather in their cap, I'm sure. So in addition to those 125 young residents, we have a few hundred more fellows that come who have done their residency somewhere else, and now they might be coming to do some specialty time or whatever. So we'll have literally by the end of June, in the medical field alone, we'll have another 350 new people, that are coming and need a place to live. And that's just the fellow or the resident. That doesn't count their significant other or their spouse or their children or all of the above.
And as you have pointed out before, at the same time, you have a nearly equal number who will be leaving.
Correct. Because, some have finished their fellowship. Some have finished their residency, going elsewhere to do a fellowship. It used to be more common for our residents to keep their home and then use it as a rental. They've met other younger residents, because some of the residents do opt for even fellows, or sometimes they come for like a 1-year fellowship. It would hardly make sense to buy, right? So sometimes they do opt to rent. So we used to see it more often that the resident would keep that home and keep it as a rental, but rentals have become just tricky, so I think fewer and fewer people are interested in dealing with it.
And if you look at the rent and compare, especially when you have pointed out you have those doctor mortgages.
Right.
And the advantages of those.
Well,
the rents are usually a little bit more than what you'd pay in a mortgage. Obviously, because the owner has to make a profit.
Exactly. And the truth is that even after 4 years, people say, well, they can't come here and buy a house and only live here 4 years and actually come out all right. Oh, boy, they do more than come out all right. Coming out all right would mean walking away for exactly what you've invested and having had lived here for 4 years for free, or 5 years, or whatever you stayed. Most of the people, a majority of the residents and fellows that I've sold houses to and then again for have profited. So not only have they lived here for free, they've actually made some money to use to move forward when they go on to their next destination.
How do they react to our housing market? Because I'm thinking, we're here in the Midwest, and I imagine quite a few of these folks are coming from either coast.
That's exactly what I was going to say. It all depends on where they're coming from. So if they're coming from the South, they sometimes say, whoa, housing is really expensive here. If they're coming from the East Coast or the West Coast, they're like, wow, I can get all this for that. So, it just really depends on what market they're coming from. I will say that a lot of the residents, when I ask them what their criteria is, I think our team last year worked with 31 residents. So we work with quite a few of them, because I think there were like 112 or 115 that matched last year. So if you think about it, we were working with like 25% of them between me and the rest of my team members. So we have a really good connection with residents. And I think a lot of times it's because it's either because of the way we market that they come to us, or maybe it's because they are referred by somebody that's in their department. Maybe it's the person that hired them, or maybe it's an older, second year, third year resident. Who knows? But we do get a great deal of them, and we're grateful for that. And I will say that it's relationships that we build, because once we sell them that house, A, we always sell it again for them. B, they often have us help them find an agent to wherever it is they're moving to. And C, whenever they know somebody coming to Rochester, they always send the referral back to us. So it's a really important part of our business model. Just Mayo Clinic in general is a really important part of our business model. We're very fortunate to have them.
I know this is probably an impossible question to ask, but are there any features to homes that stand out that these residents are often looking for?
Oh, yeah. I started to say they like walkability to downtown.
Oh, sure. That makes sense.
And a lot of times, low maintenance is so important because, my gosh, they're so busy, these residents. They put in long days. So if they can find a place where the HOA is going to take care of the snow shoveling or the lawn mowing, that is absolutely an added plus.
That adds to the cost. But
yeah, it does. One of the things I have noticed, especially since COVID, and I don't think this is just among residents, this is among people in general, dogs are a really important part of a lot of our clients' lives. So that's one thing that has taken a lot of these young buyers away from the townhomes and the condos and into the single-family homes. Is they want a place for their beloved pet. It's real.
It's generational, because I've seen it, among my children's peers. The dog, its stature in the household has been elevated quite a bit.
Yeah, there's no doubt.
it's just the dog, now it's a much more significant member of the household.
Oh my gosh, I'm guilty as charged. I mean, I don't have a dog, but Jenna's dog is our family dog. And when that dog got older, I'd see the commercials. Oh, give your dog Farmer's Dog. It's better for their health. And I'm like, okay, Jenna, I'm signing Mauer up for Farmer's Dog. She's like, oh, Mom. Good God.
Hey, the funny story, I was talking to a gentleman who listens to the program all of the time. And he was just referring that he wasn't ready, to sell his home or anything like that. But he has learned so much listening to you. And he brought up specifically about match day because even though he's lived in this community for a long, long time, he really wasn't cognizant of the significance of that when it comes to, the real estate market locally.
Oh, well, that's great. I actually got a new listing that came on the market yesterday from a really nice gentleman named Wayne. He might be listening today, but he told me, I said, can I ask you who referred me? And he said, nobody referred me, but I feel like I know you because I've been listening to you on the radio for a long time. I said, well, great.
Thanks a lot, Wayne. Appreciate that, too.
I know. It's awesome.
All right. Well, Robin, we'll take a quick break. Come right back in just a moment. Robin Gwaltney, Gwaltney Group RE/MAX results on Newstalk 1340, KROC AM and 96.9 FM.
We'll be right back with Robin Gwaltney and Andy Brownell on Rochester Real Estate. This is News Talk 1340, KROC AM and 96. To Rochester Real Estate with Robin Gwaltney from Gwaltney Group RE/MAX Results and Andy Brownell on Rochester's News Talk 1340 KROC AM and 96.9 FM.
Welcome back. Good morning. Andy Brownell with Robin Gwaltney, Gwaltney Group RE/MAX Results. And obviously yesterday being match day and you have all these, you mentioned between now and June, you're going to be dealing with the community, several hundred young professionals coming into the medical profession as buyers, but that also means we need sellers, right, to match up with that.
Correct. So a lot of people, like we said, a lot of them are also residents or fellows leaving town, right? And that's that's when we can make a great real estate match because these buyers who start to come here starting already this weekend, next weekend, the weekend after, some of them just jump right in. They would prefer not to close in 30 or 45 days because they don't have to move here until the middle of June. Well, the sellers who are leaving that are also residents or fellows who aren't leaving until the end of June or 1st of July prefer to stay in their house and not move twice. So that's when we can make really swift matches because it's like, okay, we know this is who's coming. When it's time to go, we get everything in order and we just wait a couple months and then the thing closes. That's ideal. Doesn't always work that way. So sometimes it depends on who wants the deal worse, the seller or the buyer. Okay. So I have one new listing I have 8 new listings that hit the market in the last 24 hours, but one of them especially has like 21 showings between today and tomorrow. So I can guarantee you, and I'll talk about it next week, but I can guarantee you we will end up with a minimum of 3 offers, and I wouldn't be surprised if we end up with as many as 7 or 8. Okay.
Is this a walkability property as well?
It's pretty walkable. I want to tell you, it's down by, it used to be the rectory for the Baptist Church, so it's right behind, and it's super cute. It's at 613 11th Street Southeast.
Okay.
And It is as cute as can be. And it's one of those deals where it's a 1941 house, but the sellers have just maintained it impeccably. Like the stucco has all been repainted. It's just cute, cute, cute for $234,900.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
Uh-huh. And it has a 1-car detached garage. It has an adorable little backyard. So it's in a price point where a lot of people can afford it. And the sellers are just great people. And they said, now, Robin, we're not going to be able to do showings during the day because I work from home. And I said, oh, no. We're not going to be doing any showing. We're going to be doing showings on Saturday and Sunday, and then we're going to sell your house. And they're like, well, you seem pretty confident. I said, well, this is not my first rodeo. And then I put the house on the market as a coming soon for 1 week. And I told them this week is going to be the time that people can find the house, save it in case they match. If they're coming to town, they'll earmark it. If other people who are not necessarily matching but just looking for a first-time home or maybe even a downsize to something that's affordable and super nice, all different reasons. And anyway, they started seeing the requests popping in, and they said, oh, I think we might have enough lookers this weekend that we might actually get it sold. I said, oh, no, not might. That's the plan. That is the plan. So anybody who thinks that the market isn't sizzling hot, especially when you have the good houses that have been well maintained at the right prices, those houses are going to sell quickly. I think the average days on market overall, and this includes the 1 millions, the 2 millions, the 2.5 millions, the overall days on market right now is 50 days. But I will tell you that there are several houses that are hitting the market this weekend, starting yesterday, that will be long sold by next week when we talk.
Because if you match up with the needs of the buyer and you have that many buyers coming in, it creates a perfect situation for the seller.
So
and I imagine that's why you see so many listings.
Yeah, and I often get the question, when is the best time to put the house on the market? Well, again, in Minnesota, we don't know if we're getting 20 inches of snow or 70 degrees. Like, it is wacky, right? So it's kind of a bit of we don't probably want to put the house. I mean, literally, I had a few houses that were going to come on the market the Friday before, but then with the snowfall that was coming on the weekend, I'm like, we don't want our first weekend on the market to be where nobody can get out and get in. So most of those postponed.
Okay.
So we have to take all those things into consideration. But I did find an article that I thought was really interesting regarding this. And it says, for higher home prices, lower competition, and a faster sale. Now, this is just not to Rochester, Minnesota, but this is across the nation. Be ready to list your home during the middle of April. And it goes specifically saying that if you can hit the market between April 12th and April 18th, that is the window that is identified as the Goldilocks moment.
Huh.
So it says that prices...
Well, I mean, it makes sense because usually the weather is getting pretty nice.
And not only is the weather nice, but people who have kids oftentimes do not want to move until school is out. But if you're on the market April 12th through the 18th, that means the people who want to move in June after school's out are starting to look at houses, right around the end of April, because they want a couple weeks to find a house and then they need another month and a half or a month to close on the house. So it all lines up. So, I mean, this is not just someone's opinion. This is based on statistics, right? So they're saying the Goldilocks time to list is between April 12th and April 18th. And it says sellers who list during this week could net about $26,000 more than they did at the start of the year. That's what the report finds.
Nationally, yeah.
Nationally, yes. And, of course, in Rochester, that's going to fall right into when the residents and fellows are still out shopping, in the height of it, actually. So that will definitely play out to be true here as well.
Probably even more amplified here than it would be elsewhere.
Yeah, maybe so.
Just because of that.
It says stronger home prices. They're getting about 1.3% more. Faster sales. They're selling in about 10 days less competition. So there's about 17% pre-pandemic norms during that time. Fewer price cuts, about 19% fewer homes see price reductions during this week. So it's just as they called it, the Goldilocks period. So if you're thinking you'd like to list your house between April 12th and April 19th, or quite frankly, anytime before that or after that, I'd love to come over and, meet and give you that walkthrough and say what I feel like you would need to do to get your house on the market, because all of that is part of it. And some people just don't know where to start because they've never sold a house before or they haven't sold a house in 30 years. So like, Robin, I just need some guidance.
If I wasn't doing this show with you every week, I wouldn't know where to begin.
Yeah, now you could probably sell it yourself. Well. You'll probably be one of those for sale by owners.
No. Trust me, I would much rather have you handle it. Trust me.
Thank you very much. All right, I know that our last host, Rich, when he retired, he used to tell me the same thing. And then by golly, when it was time for him to sell his house, he called me and I sold it. So I'm going to hold you to it, Andy.
Yeah, well, that's fine. All right, Robin, we'll take a quick break. Come right back on News Talk 1340 KROC AM 96.9 FM with Robin Gwaltney, Gwaltney Group-RE results.
We'll be right back with Robin Gwaltney and Andy Brownell on Rochester Real Estate. This is News Talk 1340 KROC AM and 96.9 to Rochester Real Estate with Robin Gwaltney from Gwaltney Group-RE results and Andy Brownell on Rochester's News Talk 1340 KROC AM and 96.9 FM.
Saturday morning on News Talk 1340 KROC AM 96.9 FM. That means we are with Robin Gwaltney, Gwaltney Group-RE results. And, you mentioned you're getting new listings.
Oh, my gosh.
Do you have any listings you can share?
Yes. I won't have time to go through all of our listings, but I'll go through some of the brand new ones. I'll just stick to things that are a few weeks old and newer, okay?
Okay.
So 4228 Silver Ridge Place Northwest. This one is built in 2018, so, fairly new house. It has 5 beds, 4 baths. It has a total of 2,868 square feet with a 3-car garage, and it has a 1/4 acre lot, and it is $559,000. Okay? I used to say that was outside of the range of residents, but not so much anymore. We are seeing residents go as high as that. Yeah. 3907 Sunnydale Lane, Southeast. This house has 3 beds and 2 baths and 1,500 square feet with a 2-car garage. It has an unfinished lower level, so there's room to build some equity in this one and expand the space. This one was built in 17, so right about the same age, and it's $414,900. Here's a walkable one to St. Mary's to downtown. This one is 1224 4th Street Northwest. So it's across 11th from the Home Federal Bank and then tucked back in there. It's actually backs right up to the park, which is super sweet. And it has 4 beds, 2 baths. It's just under 3,000 square feet. It was built in 1961 and it has that fun kind of mid-century modern feel to it.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, me too. And it has a really nice porch on the backside that's 3-season that looks out at the park. It has a fenced-in yard, again, for her beloved pets. And the lower level has a big brick fireplace. I mean, this house has a lot of character, a lot to offer for less than $350,000. This is one of those ones that I expect is going to sell real quick. I have super nice townhome at 3069 Venice Lane Northwest, so over by West River Parkway. And this was built in 2004. It has 1,784 square feet, 3 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms. It's actually got 3 levels. It's got a finished lower level, the main floor, and the upper level. And it is $329,900. So
oh, wow.
It was owned by a resident, actually. So that's a good option. That one that I talked about at 613 11th Street Southeast, this is the hottest ticket I've had in a while. It's going to be, I told the sellers, you're just going to have to get up early in the morning on Saturday and don't come back until Sunday night because your house is just showing after showing after showing after showing. They're like, okay, but put them out for one weekend and then we'll be done with that. So remind me, next week, talk to me about how that one went.
Okay, I will.
All right. And we have 4414 6th Street Northwest. And this one is a 4-bedroom, 3-bath, 2,700 square foot, built in 1998. And it is, so obviously that's part of Country Club Manor. And this one is $450,000. Another great location, great house. Down on 815 East Center Street is big house that some folks lived in for a long time and maintained it so well. I mean, the woodwork is in beautiful condition. In recent years, they put a great big 3-car garage out back. So this is really unusual to have one of these older houses on Center Street, walkable to downtown, not too far from like the Honkers field right over there. And then yet to have this great big 3-car garage out back. And that one's $279,900. I mean, do I have some winners or what?
Yeah,
I've got some really good ones.
Right in that sweet spot for prices.
Yes, I'm excited. I have a lot of great ones. I've got a really beautiful house out in Eyota that is 4 beds, 4 baths, 4,600 square feet for $749,000. I've got a nice one at 2032 Fox Valley Drive, 4 bedrooms, 4 baths, 3,500 square feet for $589,000. And of course, I've mentioned Oak Meadow, but I just can't believe somebody hasn't scooped that one up. 4 beds, 3 baths, 4,000 square feet, just under 6-car garage with the great big shop that they have. And that one's at $769,900, ripe for the picking, folks. So there you go. Lots of great listings and many, many more where those came from. But I know we're running out of time.
Yeah. But you mentioned at the beginning of the show, you're going to be running all over the place.
Oh, my gosh. From here, I'm going to the home show, the home and outdoor show at the Civic Center. And I'm actually funny because I'm not representing a builder or being there for real estate, but rather as a board member of the Jeremiah program. So I'll be at the booth. So if you want to learn more about the Jeremiah program, come up, introduce yourself. I'd love to tell you all about it. I'm very passionate about that program. And from there, I have to go to Wabasha because I'm on the board of the National Eagle Center, and we have our SOAR Day at the Eagle Center. Great weather for that because that's a lot of outdoor stuff. So that's really good.
Yeah, perfect.
And so I got a busy day, and then I'm working all day tomorrow. So busy weekend.
And I know you mentioned last week that you have to get ready for the big Easter egg hunt.
Oh my gosh, we have been spending the week, and I will say I haven't really done much of it, but the others at the Wabasha office have stuffed over 5,000 eggs. Sherry was doing a lot of the work, but I know Beth and Megan helped. So it's been a joint effort. Over 5,000 eggs. I think we're going to have something like 5,600 eggs for the big Easter egg hunt in the park outside of our Wabasha office. And that's a week from today, Saturday the 28th at noon.
So Scott gets to hide all the eggs?
You can't really hide them. It's not a very big part. We just scatter them, and the kids come and pick them up because there's of those 5,500, there's 1,000 that have prize tokens, and then we have tables and tables of really awesome prizes. So it's a big deal, and the community really looks forward to it. And this is either our 5th or 6th year, and it just gets bigger and better every year. So we love it. Tradition is what we're all about.
All right, Robin. If somebody wants to get a hold of you, talk about match day, talk about marketing your home, whatever it may be,
talk about the Easter egg hunt, anything they want.
How do they get a hold of you?
Yes, please call my cell phone. I look forward to your phone calls. My phone number is 507-259-4926. All
right, Robin, you have a great weekend.
Thank you. You too.
Enjoy your busyness.
I will. I always do. I thrive on it.
We'll talk to you next Saturday. Thanks so much. Robin Gwaltney, Gwaltney Group-RE results on News Talk 1340 KROC AM and 96.